All right, so today you have this in-class assignment, and then you have homework from the book. So this is going to be using what we started on last time that we met. So just kind of a little review. This idea that if I have a ratio, so let's say I have 3 things compared to 4 things, and I compare that to 6 to 8, we know that these two fractions or ratios, depending on what we're working with, are equal to each other because I multiply both by 2. If I cross multiply, 3 times 8 is 24, and 4 times 6 is 24. So I know that if I cross multiply, we can set these things equal to each other. So we're going to use that fact to start solving our story problems from here on out. So here's what we are going to do. First thing we need to do is we're going to come up with a ratio. We're going to compare two different things. So number one, the Jelly Junior High School is made by mixing red paint with yellow paint. The ratio of red to yellow is 3 to 5. So I know this. This is my ratio. I know that for every 3 red, and let's put labels on stuff. I know that for every 3 red, it says we're going to compare red to yellow. So I know red to yellow is 3 to 5. So every 3 red, we're going to have 5 yellow. Let's put yellow for yellow. All right. So that's my first ratio. 3 red for every 5 yellow equals, now I want to find out about 20 yellow. So here's what I do. Yellow is on bottom. So I put my 20 yellow on the bottom. So we're setting up what we did last week. Now we want to find out how much red. So this is my ratio I set up. For every 3 red, we know there has to be 5 yellow. That's my true statement. I want to find out if there's 20 yellow. How much red is that? Notice yellow on bottom, yellow on bottom. You need to put labels on stuff so you know that you have the right stuff on top, right stuff on bottom. Now I can do like last week, cross multiply. 3 times 20 is 60 equals 5 times r, which is 5r. Now we have our equation. It's a multiplication equation. I always want to do multiplication by dividing. So I'm going to divide both sides. And we always divide what's attached to the letter. So I'm going to divide both sides by an r. 5 divided by 5 is 1. So that gives me the r all by itself. And then 60 divided by 5 is 12. So I know for every 20 yellow, we're going to have 12 reds. So I know red is going to be 12. So this is how we're going to solve most of our story problems. We're going to set up our true statement. We're going to set up our other ratio, and then we're going to cross multiply. All right, let's try another one. I make this a little smaller. Oh, I can't. All right, so let's see. So we have this, the Lawn Order Lawnmower Factory can produce 12 lawnmowers in 8 hours. So that's my true statement, 12 lawnmowers, 8 hours. How many hours will it take the factory to produce 30 lawnmowers? So the first thing I do is I write down my true statement. I know that 12, and I'm just going to put L for lawnmowers, can be produced in 8 hours. So that's my true statement. 12 lawnmowers I can make in 8 hours. How many hours will it take to produce 30 lawnmowers? So I know I've got 30 lawnmowers, so I'm putting my 30 on top because that's where my lawnmowers are. And I want to find out how many hours that is. So once again, the idea that 12 lawnmowers, 8 hours, true statement. How many hours will it take to produce 30 lawnmowers? So 30 lawnmowers goes on top, hours goes on the bottom. I can set things equal to each other. And now we cross multiply. 8 times 30 is 240 equals 12 times h, which is 12h. Now, I've got my multiplication equation. I undo that by dividing, and I always divide by the number that is attached to the letter. So I divide by 12, divide by 12. On the right-hand side, 12 divided by 12 is 1h. So there's my 1h. 240 divided by 12. If you can't do that in your head, then you should be doing a division problem over here. 12 into 240. 12 goes in 24 twice. That's 24. I get a 0. Drop down the 0 I haven't used. I don't know why it's not writing. There we go. 12 goes into 0, 0 times. So 20. So H equals 20. So I know now that 30 lawnmowers are going to take me 20 hours. All right, so hopefully this makes sense. We just always have to set up this proportion, and proportion is just made by two ratios. All right, let's do one more. An object that weighs 10 pounds on Earth would weigh only 4 pounds on Mars. If you weigh 95 pounds on Earth, how much would you weigh on Mars? So my true statement is this: 10 pounds on Earth is 4 pounds on Mars. So I'm going to do 10 pounds. I'm putting E as my Earth weight. And I know that that would be 4 pounds on Mars, M for Mars. So this is my ratio. 10 Earth weights is 4 Mars weights. Equals, so there's my true statement. That's my first ratio. If you weigh 95 pounds on Earth, well, Earth is the top stuff, so that's where I'm going to put my 95 at. All right. And I want to find out how much I'd weigh on Mars. Put M for Mars. So this is my proportion. I have two ratios that are set equal to each other. That's what proportion is all about. Cross multiply. 10 times M is 10M equals 4 times 95. I don't know what that is. So let's see, 95 times 4 is 0. That's a 2. That's a 4. Make sure it's a 4. That's 36. 380. So I know that 10M equals 380. I have a multiplication equation. I undo that by dividing, and we always divide by the number attached to the letter. So when I do this math now, 10 divided by 10 is 1M. 380 divided by 10, if you can't do that in your head, then you should be doing some long division. That's going to be 38. So I know that 95 Earth pounds is going to be 38 pounds on Mars. So this is how we're going to set up all of these problems today. We're going to write down our true statement as a ratio, write down our other ratio, put a letter in it, cross multiply, and then we solve the equation. So you've got this, and then you've got your book work today.